You're sitting there right now, and something brought you to this video. Maybe your chest feels tight. Maybe your mind won't stop racing through scenarios that haven't happened yet. Maybe you've tried everything, breathing exercises, meditation apps, positive thinking, and still, that familiar weight sits on your shoulders like it owns you. But what if I told you that everything you think you know about anxiety is wrong? What if the very thing you've been fighting is actually trying to serve you? And the reason nothing has worked is because you've been addressing the symptom instead of understanding what anxiety actually is. We've already talked before about worry as wasted energy, imagination misused, or fear of the future. But today, I want to share truths about anxiety that most people never hear. And once you understand them, anxiety loses its grip instantly. See, anxiety isn't your enemy. It's not a disorder. It's not something broken inside you that needs fixing. Anxiety is energy with no direction, and once you grasp this, everything changes. Think about it. When anxiety hits, what happens in your body? Your heart races, your muscles tense, your mind sharpens. You feel electric, alive, ready. That's not dysfunction, that's power. Raw, untapped power that your system has generated because it believes something important is happening. The problem isn't that you have this energy. The problem is that you don't know where to put it. Imagine you're holding a fire hose with water blasting through it, but there's no fire to put out. The pressure builds, the hose thrashes around, and you feel out of control. That's anxiety. It's not the water that's the problem, it's that there's nowhere for it to go. Your nervous system has prepared you for action, but modern life rarely gives you clear action to take. When you feel that surge, that electric current running through you, your body is saying, "We're ready, we're prepared, let's move." But instead of moving, you sit there and interpret that readiness as danger. You think something's wrong because you feel so much energy, so much aliveness. But what if nothing's wrong? What if everything's right, and your system is just asking you to direct that power somewhere useful? This is why going for a run when you're anxious works. This is why cleaning your entire house at midnight when your mind is racing actually brings relief. This is why some people do their best creative work when they're feeling that electric anxiety energy. You're not calming the anxiety down, you're giving it a job. But there's something even deeper happening here. Anxiety is the echo of what hasn't happened yet. It's your mind's way of rehearsing for futures that exist only in your imagination. Right now, in this moment, as you're listening to these words, you are safe, you are breathing, you are alive, but your mind is somewhere else entirely. 3 hours from now, 3 days from now, 3 years from now, playing out scenarios and preparing responses for conversations that may never happen with people who may never say the things you're afraid they'll say. Your nervous system doesn't know the difference between something that's happening and something you're vividly imagining might happen. When you replay that job interview that went badly, your body responds as if you're still sitting in that room. When you imagine your partner leaving you, your heart breaks as if they just walked out the door. When you think about all the ways your presentation could go wrong tomorrow, you experience the humiliation and failure as if it's happening right now. This is the trick anxiety plays on you. It convinces you that by worrying about something, you're somehow preparing for it, protecting yourself from it, or preventing it from happening. But you're not. You're just experiencing the emotional reality of events that haven't occurred and may never occur. You're living in a future that doesn't exist, feeling pain about problems that aren't real, and exhausting yourself fighting battles that are only happening in your mind. The moment you see this, really see this, anxiety begins to lose its grip. Because once you understand that you're not responding to reality, but to imagination, you can start to choose which futures you want to rehearse and which ones you want to let go. Here's the thing that changes everything. Anxiety isn't just energy with no direction or echoes of imagined futures. There's a third layer that runs even deeper, and when you see it, the whole game shifts. Most of your anxiety comes from trying to own things that were never yours to own. You're anxious about what people think of you, but their thoughts belong to them, not you. You're worried about whether you'll get the job, but that decision lives in someone else's mind. You're stressed about whether your relationship will work out, but that depends on another person's heart, their choices, their growth. You're carrying the weight of outcomes that you never had the power to control, and your nervous system is exhausting itself trying to manage what was never yours to manage. Think about the last time you felt that crushing anxiety before a big meeting or social event. How much of that anxiety was about what you would do, and how much was about how others would respond? You've been trying to control their reactions, their approval, their decisions. You've been attempting to own their experience of you, and that's impossible. It's like trying to hold water in your bare hands while running uphill. The effort alone will drain you. This is why people-pleasing creates so much anxiety. You're not just managing your own behavior, you're trying to manage their thoughts, their moods, their satisfaction. You're taking responsibility for emotions and reactions that belong to other people. Your nervous system knows this is impossible, so it stays activated, alert, ready to adjust and control and manage, but there's nothing to actually control. The moment you stop trying to own what was never yours, anxiety has nowhere to live. It dissolves because it was never really about danger. It was about control you never had. If you're watching this right now, it's not an accident. This is your sign that the truth you've just heard is stronger than any anxiety you've ever felt.